Hey, we talk a lot about doing custom video, and we basically get some weird looks when we talk about it, just because of immediately you think about how hard it would be, and what would you say and stuff like that. But so we want to pop on, and Christian does a lot of custom video, and it's very easy. It doesn't take a lot of time, and we just wanted to kind of talk about how we do that.
Yeah. To the detriment of the people receiving the videos, I do a lot of custom video.
Yes, yeah, they get to see this beautiful face. If you watch Game of Thrones,
that's me.
That's Khal Drogo, right there.
That was how I started in the world of being on video. So.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit yesterday about a tool we use called Bonjoro, and just how effective it can be in so many different facets. Admissions reps, it's a great tool for them. For kind of helping to reconnect with students or prospective students who maybe kind of fell off throughout the enrollment process. So I kind of wanted to...
Yeah, because I think you look at it and say, like, that's too hard. What are you going to do? Like, take it on your iPhone and then text them, and then, like, you want to edit it. And I think, with a tool, you can take all that away. You basically just... even like now, I wish I could cut this, a big part of the uhs and the things that we're saying. But in order to show that, we're real, that we are real, we don't cut this. We try to make it as real as possible. And if you send a video to somebody and it doesn't have music, like it's more authentic.
Yeah, it feels contrary to, I think we've all been kind of pushed into the box of the more you spend, the better it is. And that means it's more valid, but there's a lot of validation in making a video like this that's very organic and very imperfect, and it kind of shows people that, hey, these are people you can trust. They're just people that want to help me get an education. There's a lot of trust built in this type of thing.
Yeah. So one thing we want to show you is what one of these videos look like, and let's sit here. Okay, whoops. That's my notes, if you want to see what my notes are. So basically, I have this email from Christian, and in it, how long did it take you to send this?
This took me 1 minute from start to finish, tops.
Okay. And so basically you see here, it's got his face, it's beautiful, saying hi to me. It's got a little personalized message. Hi, Brian. Sorry we weren't able to connect for our meeting last week. I know life gets pretty crazy and things come up, so no problem. I'd love to find a few minutes to chat chat when it fits in your schedule. So it's personalized. And then I get this little video. I'll load here.
Hey Brian, it's Christian with the College of Smart College Marketing, and wanted to make this quick video. I know we've been trying to get you in last week. We had an appointment set, but life gets crazy and things happen, so sorry we weren't able to touch base then, but I just wanted to reach out. I'd still love to set up some time to get you in the door, sit down for a few minutes and talk through a little bit more about kind of what the future looks like for you. We love what we're doing here, and we've been able to see a lot of lives change and some pretty cool things happen. I know you mentioned you were interested in medical assisting, and would love to kind of talk a little bit more about kind of what the path is for you, what made you fall in love with that program. But anyway, if you want to respond here, we'd love to set up a few minutes, and I look forward to seeing you in person. Thanks. Bye-bye.
So that, Christian, that was beautiful. That's perfect. I want to go to school now.
I'm a professional, so don't compare yourself.
Yeah.
But no, but there's a lot of things in that an email just couldn't accomplish. So, I mean, it probably took less time to send than an email would as well. Oh, yeah. So, a great tool to have, and there's lots out there, but that's one that we use that we love. Yeah.
So, I think it's really easy to put together, but the message that you send is very important because, if you're like, hey, you were supposed to come in last week, we waited, I was here. Then you're just making that person feel bad. You're pushing them away. You're saying, like, it's easier for them just to ignore it than to respond.
And one thing, too, I remember being in college, and the one time I missed an appointment. Only happened once, ever. I promise. But I remember getting an email and it said something to the effect of, we had something scheduled, you weren't there, and it just feels like you're being condemned for a mistake. Things come up, and even if you made the decision not to, you don't want to feel like you're having the finger pointed at you. So doing a video where you can come across as, hey, no worries, just wanted to see when we could get something set up again, you're going to respond and say, okay, great, yeah, this Wednesday looks good, opposed to, well, they sounded mad, I don't want to go talk with that person,
Yeah,
you
it's
can get turned
easier
off
at that
very
point.
quickly.
Yeah.
So
easier at that point just to write it off, move on.
Yeah,
I like that. And you got to think too that people are busy, and sometimes they'll fill out an application or even set a meeting. Not really thinking about what do I have going on.
Right.
What is life like next Wednesday?
Yeah.
So
absolutely. I think that's kind of the big thing, is making sure that the tone it's not a way to bash someone in a new way. You're getting to communicate in a way that's far more effective, and you can show we have a care for those that come into our school. And that's kind of that could be the first taste someone's getting of your school. Like in that scenario we posed, Brian and I had been communicating, but I could be someone totally fresh that has never seen anyone at the school, and that's the first representation I get.
Yep.
So a very cool way to paint a really strong picture of who the school is and what you guys stand for.
Yeah. I think the other thing that's really good is in that you introduced yourself, talked about the meeting, but then you go into some of the benefits, like, you specifically that I wanted to be in a certain program. So I know you're not like reading a list and like, okay, now one for Brian, now one for Sally, one for whoever.
Yeah.
It felt like you were like you knew my story, you knew kind of what I was trying to do.
Yeah, I think using any information you have on a potential student in making that video is huge, because it would be very easy to make it feel like a template that you just dropped a name into, especially when it's text email. We just got one recently that you could see it was a copy and paste of the name of the company. And
it's like, I would love to talk to somebody at Crash Creative. Or whatever.
So just kind of drop a name in there. And it would be very easy to do that in this situation as well, but making sure that you're communicating that this is something I made just for you.
Yeah.
I made it because I care about you and what this path looks like for you. And then two, I think one thing I kind of did but could have done even better is finding ways to show value to that prospect. You don't want it to be, hey, I'm a Christian, we had a meeting set and it didn't happen, I would love to reschedule that. You want to say, we've helped so many students, come through programs and get placed in a job that they love. You want to help kind of paint a vision for why this is something they should be compelled to do.
Yeah. Or even you can break down barriers. Again, especially if you know anything about the person, if you know that financial aid was a big deal, or in your area that financial aid is a big deal, just saying like, I know people get hung up on financial aid, but I'd love to talk through how we could get 90% of your college paid, or whatever the deal is. Yeah,
and that kind of ties back to yesterday. We talked about having a list of all of the people you're trying to kind of walk through the enrollment process and knowing where they're at in that. And that's when having that is so important, because you can say, okay, Brian set up a meeting, didn't get him in the door, that's okay. He liked medical assisting, that was kind of the field he was looking at. Having all that information is huge. Yeah. Well, I think that kind of wraps it up. I would say that if you guys have any questions on this, you watch the video, comment. We'd love to send you just even our template and what we use, the tool that we use, and just kind of go from there. So any other final thoughts? Yeah, and if you wanted to know kind of more of the broader spectrum of this, go back and watch our video from yesterday. We kind of unpack a bigger piece of this whole idea. But we got Washam says, I am a marketing student from Dafordi International University from Bangladesh. Liked your video. Thank you. Awesome. I appreciate you watching, man. Yeah, thanks so much. Well, cool. Well, any other final thoughts here? No, I think that's it. Okay. This one ran on for a while, so we'll let you guys go. All right. Thank you, guys.